Mirana.
Race King.
Yeah, I'm on Team Tengen, however that's pronounced. Yep. Yeah, we're currently in the JDL Premier League. We're in the playoffs for that, and we're in the playoffs for this. We just got a 4-for win versus Union Gaming, funny enough.
I had my mic muted on Twitch, but I don't even care at this point. I'm basically asleep at the wheel here, so I'm going to be relying very heavily on you guys. For everybody who did not just hear me do these introductions, I've got Ryan Noob from Tengen and Matt Chesser from Join Dota. Matt, why don't you go ahead and say hello?
Hello, stream. Ryan and I are tasked with keeping Gorgon awake. The coffee should be delivered to you shortly. The stuff I can't mention on stream should be there as well. Same guy.
I'm going to need the car battery with the nipple clamps and some sort
I'm sorry. I must have confused your order with someone else's.
All right, guys. Why don't you walk me through the draft? What are you seeing?
Heroes. 8 of them.
Oh, just 8. It looks like we've got 2 more than if my basic math is still holding up.
This is Join Dota quality analysis right here, Gordon.
Ryan, you used to play with a lot of guys from Root Gaming, so this is looking like a pretty standard Root Gaming style aggressive tri-lane with the Mirana, Shadow Shaman, Wraith King, Death Prophet mid, and probably Tubby safe lane farming something. Do you think that sounds appropriate for what their playstyle is?
Yeah, that sounds a lot more normal. Last game, they kind of messed around a lot. They had Lycus on the support, Night Stalker, and he usually plays the mid lane. There's the Faceless Void again. Surprisingly, that got to the 5th pick. Everyone seems to be banning that. So now they're putting your boy JC, the normal support player, on the support. And it seems like they're gonna take this game 3 a lot more seriously than they took the...
Yeah, well, it is do or die time, right? They've obviously demonstrated that they have the technical prowess to be able to come out of victorious in this game. The question is, are they going to be able to reel themselves in long enough to actually take it? Because most of the games I see Root Gaming lose, even against really good teams, it's like they are just too aggressive and they get punished for it. And they don't care about towers, and they don't care about goals, and they don't care about gold or items. All they want to do is stick it in your bum. That's all they want. Just come up behind you and stick it in your bum.
Yeah, they really do enjoy the humiliation aspect of the winning a Dota game. Last game, Tubby the Fat, he was throwing his teammates into towers. He was just having a lot of fun.
That toss damage, man. It's a component. It counts. I'm helping. I'm pushing. It's objectives.
It's really fun to see, but at the same time, it can lose some games, which you saw last game.
Yeah, like last game is a perfect example. They basically had that game in the hole, and definitely were unable to cinch it up quite soon enough. And at a certain point, the other team just gets enough momentum that doesn't matter how far ahead you were, you're not going to be able to get it back. Matt, what do we see through the early rotations?
Well, Tiny and Io are going mid, which is usually expected with that combo. They're sending Earthshaker and Viper to the bottom lane, which is going to give them at least some chances to survive the rather frighteningly aggressive tri-lane that Root has in store for them. It's going to be Mirana versus Tide on the top lane, so a reasonably safe lane up there. Tide should get a few things. Mirana will probably not be able to be killed by Tide. Ryan, though, I am curious about this. How well does Tiny Io do against the Death Prophet and the Silence if he takes a level in it early?
Usually the Death Prophet doesn't take a level in the Silence. It's just the pure nuke damage of the Crypt Swarm. I mean, you can go for the point in Silence. It wouldn't be bad this game, especially with the dual lane mid. You can put the Silence when they start running at you, if you do get in trouble. But I expect the damage of the Crypt Swarm to do a number. This is a really strange dual lane combination to go against Death Prophet. Even though the Wisp Tiny is normal mid versus Death Prophet, it's really, really hard. And here we go with the level 1 gank with the double damage rune.
Oh boy, this could go
Earthshaker.
very, very wrong on Earthshaker. Cheesehead.
Cheesehead, you poor man.
Oh, okay. Well, he's about to be Swiss cheese because he is full of holes. That's going to be our first blood.
I have to say that was a very bad pun, but it worked in this scenario.
So I was doing ESL 1 earlier today, and the chat just exploded at one point in time. Like, what the fuck is this caster doing? Is like he's reading directly off of Dota or Reddit/r/Dota dad puns. It's like his entire cast of Dota dad. puns, which is a real thing that Naha's turned me on to, and I can't stop. I'm sorry, guys. I just can't not. It's amazing. Dota dad puns. Anyway, Swiss cheese full of holes. I thought it was good. I like it. Screw you guys. Ryan, what do we got going on here for this one-on-one Tide versus Murata? Tubby's a really good laner. What do you expect?
Well, speaking that's a range versus melee, but it's a Tide Hunter, so even though it should be in Mirana's favor, the Tide Hunter just really doesn't care about auto attack harass. So if the Tide Hunter gets a few anchor smashes off on the Mirana, this lane could go really south for her, but Tubby, being the great player that he is, shouldn't let that happen.
Yeah, Bean is also positioning himself really well here. He's staying far enough back that if Tubby does want to do auto attack harass on him, he has to take creep aggro. There's no other option, and so the creeps are actually harassing Tubby just about as much as Tubby is harassing Bean.
Yep. Tubby does have enough regen so that they both have a lot of regen because it's a 1v1 lane and they predicted it. But Tubby's got enough for the creeps as long as the Tide Hunter doesn't hit him. He should have enough regen for the entire lane. Oh, bottom lane.
All right, in bottom lane, we are going to see some aggression as Richard Sherman might be put into the ground. He's going to be shackled. Cheesehead just trying to help. He walks up, throws one auto attack, and he might even be punished for it. Hubert, the Race Fire Blast is going to go out. Some more auto attacks are coming in, and your boy JC is, going to Ether Shock that down. Boy, that one auto attack was sure worth it, huh, Earthshaker?
That 50 damage, though.
So this is what Root looks like when they're playing their best, when they're focusing completely on the game.
Yeah, and you can tell, like they don't want to play so cheesy that they get knocked out of the tournament right now.
Yeah.
You know, they like their cheese, but they also like winning. And that's what you can really rely on from Root Gaming usually. They'll screw around until the very last game of a series. I always expect Root Gaming to go into 3 games, which is why I agreed to cast them tonight. I have no idea, based on my current schedule. But whatever the case, we're going to see another rotation coming out of Flying Zebra here right behind Richard Sherman.
Run, Richard!
Yeah, you better get out of there, man. No.
Oh, he's so dead.
He's going to get body blocked in.
Wraith
He's
King
going to get
will
body
be
blocked.
in
Oh,
cover.
Wraith King is going to move on to Cheesehead instead. Then body block Richard Sherman. Your boy JC's taking a lot of damage, but it's going to be a 1-for-2 trade. It's starting to look like Talera doing a fair amount. Oh, that time lock. Almost. If that were 2 attacks earlier, they probably would turn that into a kill.
Looks like they're going to go on Faceless Void. He doesn't have any mana for the leap.
Yeah, can he get away? Yeah, he'll be able to walk away. Flying Zebra was actually pretty far away because his mana regen is only 1 per second. So getting anything once you don't have anything with him is pretty miserable.
This is going south for eggs pretty quickly. Earthshaker's still only level. Well, he just now hit level 2 4 minutes in, and the comparative supports are 2, nearly 3, and 3.
Now,
Nearly 4.
Fortunately for them, Earthshaker is a hero that you can play at level 1 forever, and he's still super effective because Fissure is just such a ridiculous spell that it's if placed correctly, it's as good as any stun in the game at level 1. It's just all about the skill shot. So if their Earthshaker is good from level 1, he can still make a huge impact into the late portions of the mid game.
He's going to have some problems doing that into an aggro tri-lane, though.
That's true. And just splitting the aggro tri is really the name of the game here, right? They want to be able to get... Talera, you can't really separate because he's got the time walk, but you want to get your boy JC and Flying Zebra on the opposite sides of that wall so that you can try to pick them apart.
Now they're just going to leech his pull experience, too. So, Ryan, as we look at the last hits here, it seems like Death Prophet is just flat out winning this lane, and he's doing it pretty badly. Is this about as badly as DP should win this dual lane? Or is he just outplaying all of them?
It's really interesting here because the IO is not really with a tiny. It's basically a tiny mid with a wisp kind of on the team, and you can see he's stacking the medium and big camp as well as the ancients. Has a 3-stack, 2-stack, missed a 1-stack.
Uh-huh.
I think now he's losing both.
Yeah, so
Whoops.
oh no, the Death Prophet's taking it. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's no big deal. There's going to be a toss, and Flying Zebra, the high ground, they can't see it, but they can't see it because of the orbs. Now there's Io is going to try to do the overcharge. The stun goes out, hits all 3, and they are going to get away. Nice play by both Io on the Katsu and Endplaner on the Tiny, getting away from what could have been a very bad situation.
A small mistake there by Zebra going after the Tiny instead of the Wisp. If you stun the Wisp, he can't use his bottle charges to save the Tiny.
Nor can he turn on the overcharge to reduce the damage.
Exactly.
Yeah. And also, in that situation, killing the Tiny's pretty tanky early on. Killing the Tiny is kind of a long shot, especially with the IO combination. But IO is so easy to just rip through. He's got no armor. He's negative armor to start the game. So, you know, I know it's just a support and it's not worth that much, but any little bit helps. If you take out the IO first, it's like when you play Team Fortress 2, right? You take out the medic. You get that motherfucker first, and then you take out the big guys.
Oh, Marana getting kills. Bean about to die.
Tubby finally
Bean
getting
hiding in trees.
Oh, what is
What
doing?
is he doing?
Trees.
Oh, he's
no.
going to let her win. Or he's going to let Bean walk away.
What a juke.
Oh, that was great play by Bean. Tubby just got outplayed there. Straight up outplayed, Tubby. Hold on, I got to go into showcase you. You just got straight up outplayed, friend.
Mid
Straight
lane
up
going on
outplayed.
on the Tiny again. The Wisp doesn't have bottle
Tiny's
charges
dead.
though.
Wisp may follow. One more nuke.
There it is.
Got him.
Wow.
And sent on
Good
back to
plays
the moon.
from Lycus.
Great rotation, too. These guys on Root Gaming are not staying in lane, and they're not really known for staying in lane. They like to start aggressive try, but then they kind of rotate around quite a bit, and it's been helping them a lot.
I don't know if you were watching that from the start of that, but the Tiny, the Wisp actually had no bottle charges. If he had bottle charges, I think they were gonna win that fight 3-0. They're just gonna completely wipe there. It's very fortunate that he didn't have any.
Not just the health, but also the mana difference on a Tiny is insane. The one thing that keeps Tiny from being hugely viable is the fact that his mana pool is so measly. And with an IO right next to you, that problem is solved.
Tiny skipping points in his ult, going for the 3-3 build.
I like this build personally, especially out of the mid lane. If once you're going to get some sort of attack speed, sure, get your ultimate. If you're going to get some Glyphs of Haste into treads, or if you're going to go ahead and get the Hyperstone, try to get into something. But until then, or until you get close to the axe, no reason for top lane. Nice
lane,
ravage by
down.
Bean. Bean's almost turned that into a double kill, 2-man gank. That was great.
Bean is playing a difficult situation, very close to perfectly here.
Oh, yeah. Not only very close to perfectly, but he's been turning around situations that I would argue in perfect play, quote-unquote, shouldn't even be considered turnaroundable. You know, like where he managed to hide in this nook in the trees and force Tubby back. That was an insane turn.
Insane plays all around, but unfortunately, it's the sort of situation where
Ooh, bottom lane, Talera is looking at Richard.
1-2-2, you poor man. Not much you can do with the Chrono, and Cheesehead threw out the holy grail of the Earthshot, or the Fisher, but no dice. Now he's just gonna get... someone found the holy grail.
Well, Cheesehead will be going down, down, down into Lake Fire, as so does their tier 1 if there's not going to be some very strong resistance, which I don't even think Eggs is capable of putting up right now.
No, the Death Prophet's just too strong at this point. Going the 4-0-4 build on the Death Prophet means that Nuke just does so much damage that no one can do anything about it. So they just can't defend. They need more levels. They need Ravage up again. They need Relocate.
The very small difference of not going for that silence defensively, which may be able to help him if he did get aggressed on in the mid lane. So it is kind of a gamble to not go for it. But it seems like a small difference. It ends up saving you or giving you that extra nuke power coming out of the Crypt Swarm a full minute and a half or so early, and earlier than your opponents would be able to handle it. If he got that, if he did 4-1-4, or if he did 3-1-4-1 or something like that, he would have come out much less strong through this mid game.
Tiny's taking the stack now. It's a 3-stack in the medium camp.
Yeah, and he's going to be pretty happy about that, I've got to say. Matt, looking into the mid game, what are you expecting in terms of items coming out? What are you expecting in terms of aggression?
Tidehunter desperately needs that Blink Dagger if they're going to try to set anything up off of the follow-up, to get a follow-up off of the Fisher. But he's going to have some difficulties doing that due to the Chrono and the constant threat of the POTM ult. Root's supports have been showing movement as much as they possibly can. And since Eggs really only has one ward down in the bottom lane, Root is handling that very well. They know it's there. They're rotating everywhere else. They're leaving Tidehunter to his own devices, saying, get your Blink Dagger, we know where you are, we'll just kill everyone else, as they're doing to Cheesehead now.
All right,
One down, almost 2 down if 1-2-2 is not fast enough.
If 1-2-2 doesn't get out of there, we are going to see a tower drop.
Wraith King? Okay.
There's going to be a quick tower, and they're probably going to try to aggressively do the force rotation. I don't see why they wouldn't. They've got Serpent Wards up still after this.
Oh yeah, with Serpent Wards they can definitely take the tier 2, or they can pressure it at least.
Yeah.
Force a rotation. With the Ravage online, there might actually be, there's definitely going to be a TP from the Tide. Oh, this is very scary for Root if they, yeah, they're going to back up. They're gonna go low to take Roche or the mid tier 1.
Let's see. Mid tier 1 would probably be the way to go right now, and then wait for the Death Prophet and Shadow Shaman ults to be up again before they go Roche. That way they can spend 1 on Roshan and then 1 moving into a tower immediately afterward. If I'm coordinating Root Gaming's advantage, that's what I'd probably be looking to do. But Root Gaming does have a tendency to jump the gun a little bit, so they may go straight into that Roche pit.
They'll be helped in this case, I think, because Wisp is still not level 6, and we're nearly 12 minutes in. Admittedly, he did spend a lot of time away from the lane to stack, but still, this is a really slow Wisp timing for 6 with what he has in the lane setup they were trying to use.
Yeah, he was doing almost exclusively stacking, in fact. And when you do that with an IO, you're really dependent on your teammates getting kills near you in order to catch you back up. It just hasn't been happening for them. A big Ravage.
Ravage thrown.
Only going to hit Flying Zebra. His ultimate is up. Big Chronosphere just south of my camera.
Nice arrow on the Tiny. Tubby shot a perfect arrow just to snipe Tiny right in the middle of that Chrono.
And Tiny might be going down here. He gets
down.
the toss off. It doesn't matter. That's
wow.
So a complete team wipe. No one has died.
Yeah. Well, what do? Right? If you're eggs and you have that engagement, not only are you going to lose 2 towers and 5 heroes, but you're also probably going to lose Roshan immediately after this. Is there anything they can do at this point?
No, I actually think Root's going to go high ground since the Death Prophet ultimate's still up. No, they're going to... Are they fake backing? No, they're actually just backing. Interesting. This is something uncharacteristic of Root. When they have an advantage, they usually push it, and this is... Huh, this is uncharacteristic.
Very uncharacteristic... hesitation, yeah. I thought they popped the Moonlight Shadow on that retreat. I thought they were going to be moving into Roshan with that Moonlight Shadow, but they couldn't have even made it that quickly. Anyway, I don't even know why the Moonlight Shadow. Maybe they were just afraid. The respawn timers are very quick still. We're only 13 minutes in this game. They must have been just afraid of a really strong reinitiation, like an Earthshaker toss in with the Earthshaker ulti or something, even though Earthshaker is not. He's only level 4 right now.
Oh, that's actually interesting. Once Earthshaker gets 6, you're right, with a toss into a Echo Slam, I want to see that.
Yeah, I mean, the combinations you can make with that Tiny and AoE spells, they can do it with the Tide Hunter too. They don't need the Blink Dagger as long as that Tide Hunter Tiny are pretty well put together. Lycus is just going to chillax.
Here comes Root.
There we go.
This is such a hard bait. Okay, Egg sees it and they're moving back.
Alright, Lycus is just waiting for the rest of his team, and now he's out of nowhere. Throw it up in the Cyclone Staff. That's going to be 1-2-2, and oh boy.
You are dead, my friend.
Sherman's march all the way back to the fountain.
Sherman's teleport to Atlanta.
And they're just going to casually take this 3-stack. Or what remains of that 3-stack. So, Io spent a lot of his effort through the early game getting that up, and now it's just gone to their opponents. 16-3. This is a devastatingly dominant performance coming out of Root Gaming.
Yep, Shadow Shaman on bottom going for the Tiny. Wisp nowhere to be found. No shackles though onto him. There it is, and he's gonna go down.
Shock is still available, probably. Oh, no mana for it. But yeah, I guess he just didn't want to blow the mana for the shackles. Literally, the mana for shackles more important to him than securing the kill on Tiny. So a kill on Tiny at this point is so invaluable because it's so common that the mana for shackles is more valuable.
Tiny is also the only hope Eggs actually has of making a comeback in this situation as well. If you take a look at the net worth charts, he's the only person in any sort of position to even fight. Yeah. Everyone else is more or less praying to the heavens above that Tiny wins them the fight.
If they get a huge, like 4-5-man Ravage into Earthshaker ulti with a 3-man Avalanche plus toss combo.
Would you like breakfast in bed with that too?
Yeah. If they manage to land the dream fight, then they might be able to take it tier 1. But honestly, getting that was probably the cost of admission into their own jungle is the really screwed up part.
We can put these wards up, guys.
Yeah, exactly. We just won the hardest fight with the most perfect execution of all Dota history. Let's get some wards down. Oh, boy. And, yeah, the jungle is completely owned by Root Gaming. They are the merry men, and Eggs
The map at this point is owned by Root Gaming.
Yeah, everything that is not there, inside that line, is Root Gaming territory, and you better watch your ass if you're going outside that line. Tiny and Io running back for the safety of their tier 2, which is honestly not that safe.
So here is Roche for Lycus. He's just using his exorcism. He has a regen rune, so he's gonna get really low and then pop it. So here's what the Radiant need to do. They need to take control of his top tower. They need to kill the top tier 1, and then they have this entire area to farm. I would say about that much farm.
Yeah.
And then they would be cut off around here.
That's a good first step, getting that Mirana.
Yeah, great kill on there.
Normally, killing your opponents is thought to be a good way to secure farming space.
They have a relocate too. If they want to try to relocate, they don't know how low anybody is after that Roshan attempt, though. That would be very dangerous. But at this point in time, maybe it's even worth the guess just to try and catch somebody low, relocate into that Roche pit, and take a fight.
To show just how far ahead Root Gaming is, at this stage, we are 17 minutes into this game, and Shadow Shaman just bought the recipe. He just got his refresher orb.
Woo! Yeah, 20,000 gold lead at 17 and a half minutes. Actually hit 20,000 gold lead closer to 16 minutes for Root Gaming. They could high ground any damn time they please. Right now, they are just making sure that all the cards are in their hand.
They protected that top tier 1 as well. 1 TP from the Wraith King forced the 4 members of Eggs to get back.
Yeah, well, it's not the 1 TP from the Wraith King so much as it is, I wonder... Oh, Talera's doing my favorite thing. It's the frog run. I love the frog run. I don't know. Do you guys know what the hell I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, so if you time walk... He's doing it right now. Watch him. Oh, he screwed it up! If you time walk and cancel, it'll do the time walk animation, but you'll only go a normal step, and it just makes you look like you're slow motion running, which I find hilarious. Wow! Talk about serpent wards, huh?
Yep, so they just need to give this up, but they're not doing well.
They're not even being used for combat. This is the GG, right? It's got to be the GG call.
There's not much hope for them.
Well, this being game 3 in the series, you usually see them stick it out until the bitter end, but...
I feel like this is probably the bitter end.
It's coming soon.
Yeah. Coming soon to a theater near you. In a world where victory is not possible. One team refuses to call GG.
Gorgon. In a world where victory is possible, one team refuses to call GG.
Perfect.
Got your back on that one, bro.
Thank you. Oh, gosh. Tolera is pretty farmed, too. Mask Madness, Aegis, Maelstrom. He's had plus 3,400 gold casually in his pocket. Yeah, I feel like Tolera could just take out his sack of change and beat people to death with it. That would be an effective weapon. He's got so much money on hand.
You're saying he just throws quarters at people?
Yeah, I think there was a hero a long time ago that did that. Something called the Gambler or something in Dota 1. It's an old reference, but... Arrow!
Oh, close.
Does not hit. Flying Zebra is going to go ahead and throw up that blade mail. They can't really press onto him because he's got so much life. Still 500 left. Bean is taking a fair amount of damage
fighting
himself.
for all he's worth.
Nice,
you can do it, my son.
Oh, Tubby the Fat. He's going to throw out that stun. And the Grand Merry chase is on. They're off to find the questing beast. Actually, they're off to find... No Shadow Shaman. Who does have Mass Serpent Wards up.
He's off to find his own doom, that one.
Oh, this one's about to find his own doom. And Io's trying so hard from the outside of the Chronosphere, but accidentally walked into it, trying to get that tether up. It was a nice try. Like, he couldn't not try. At that point in time, if you're losing the Tiny, you're losing it over.
Like, this is in the base using Exorcism. Fountain camping. Oh, boy.
I have noticed that Root Gaming does not like to take the throne. They like to get a GG. Which is, the high ground change for them is probably going to be no deterrent. They will charge up high ground Fountain and just die.
Oh,
They do not care.
Lycus is still
How did that
alive.
stun miss? That stun looked like it was on point to me.
Wow,
Then he
1,000
goes
gold to
down
the Wiz.
You know, just casual 21-minute double serpent wardle. There's the GG. 1-2-2. Out of options and out of time. They're gonna be taken out of this tournament at this point, but Brew Gaming, one of the top contenders definitely for, you know, at least our quarterfinal slots.
So this is double elimination actually. So they're not knocked out.
Oh yeah,
quite
they're down to the lower bracket. You're right. Yeah, they are down to lower bracket. You think I'm an official caster? You think I know what the hell is going on? I'm getting